And so the Venerable knew that they were coming up on a very important Buddhist holiday, one where they celebrated with chanting. And so he let the word go out very quietly through the camp that at noon on this particular day, he would be making his way to the middle of the camp and sitting down in the gathering area that was in the middle, and he was going to be chanting. And people, of course, were trying to dissuade him. And he was like, no, this is more important than one life. And so the day came, and he made his way to the middle, and he sat down, and he began to chant. And the chant was this: hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and immutable law. Hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and immutable law. And he was chanting, and the guards who had machine guns were kind of like, are we going to have to kill this old guy? And little by little, he just kept chanting. They kept not killing him. And one by one, then in pairs, then in family groups, people began to gather. They began to come and sit very quietly, and they too began to chant. Hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and immutable law. And finally, almost the entire camp was sitting very quietly, chanting, and the guards didn't know what to do. And so they put their guns down. And I heard that story many years ago. And for me, what happened was I began to look at my own heart and the places in my heart that were closed to certain people and certain groups, and the places in my heart that had judgment. And slowly I began to realize that those places in me would never, ever help me. Not at all. But that if I could find a way to love instead, I would be healed. And so all these years, I mean, this was a long time ago, all these years, I think I was still here. I have thought of that story, and I've paid attention to myself and realized how much the world needs this message. That hatred never, ever heals anything. It doesn't heal relationships. It doesn't heal people in different countries conforming to some other country's ideas of what they should be doing. It doesn't work. But that love does. That actually love, not the kind of gooey, ishy Valentine kind of love, not that love, but the love that created everything, that love flowing through you and through me, that is a healing power. And when we begin to turn it on ourselves, we are healed. And when we begin to look at the world and offer love in the places where everything is being held with hatred and fear, it softens. Now, I'll admit it takes time. It takes time. But the effort is so worth it. So I've brought you a story, another story, because for me, stories help me ground my own understanding. So would you like to hear one? All right. This one is from a book called The Tao of Forgiveness by William Martin, who is one of my teachers. And he's a Taoist. living in Corvallis, Oregon, where I was raised. And so it's called Master Dave's Coat. Have any of you heard this story? No? Okay. The monastery was located in the foothills just outside a small Oregon coastal town. It was a relatively new monastery, only 15 years old, but with the strong leadership of Master Dave, it had attracted a following of 15 dedicated monks, both men and women, who worked diligently building simple hermitages for people on retreat, maintaining the gardens, cooking, cleaning, meditating, and keeping the strict rules of monastic life. One young monk, however, was ambivalent. Part of him wanted to find peace and freedom through the rigorous discipline of the monastery. Another part of him missed the pleasures of society. He devised a strategy by which he hoped he could satisfy both parts. Have you ever done that? Do you think it's going to work? So several evenings a week, he would wait until everyone else was asleep and then sneak out of his hermitage, quietly open the gate, and walk the 2 miles into town where he would enjoy an hour or two of food and drink, music, and the company of women. He would sneak back to his hermitage in the early morning hours and try to sleep for a few hours before the morning bell. He wasn't as clever as he thought. The other monks found out that he was breaking the rules, and one by one, they went to Master Dave and complained. "He's made a mockery of our community," they said. "You have to get rid of him." Master Dave nodded and quietly said, "I'll take care of it." The next time the monks silently opened the gate and sneaked through it, he found Master Dave sitting on a rock, waiting for him with a heavy coat draped across his lap. Master Dave smiled and handed the coat to him, saying, "It's cold out tonight and a long walk into town. Here, wear my coat. You can hang it on the hook outside my door when you return." With that, Master Dave bowed to the young monk and went back inside. The young monk was astonished and totally embarrassed. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he put on the warm coat and walked slowly into town. He remained at the corner bar only a short while, lost in thought, oblivious to the music and the company. He walked back to the monastery, hung up Master Dave's coat, and went to the meditation hall. The next morning, as the monks filed into the hall, they found the young monk still there, deep in meditation. Later in the day, each of the other monks came to Master Dave and voiced their outrage. "You said you'd get rid of him," they said. "I said I would take care of it," Master Dave replied, "and I did." "You mean he's going to stay?" they said in astonishment. "Of course he's going to stay. He wants to find freedom. Where else could he go?" replied Master Dave. "Well, but what if he continues to break the rules and sneaks out?" "Then I'll continue to lend him my coat," said Master Dave. The monks were angry and frustrated. This was unacceptable. They wanted rules to be taken seriously. By the end of the day, 14 of them had packed their bags and left. They each traveled in search of a monastery where rules would be enforced. And as they traveled, they spread the story of the horrible state of the discipline at Master Dave's monastery. Only Master Dave and the wayward monk remained. "What shall we do?" the young monk said. "Tend the garden, cook our meals, clean up, chop our wood, and meditate," replied Master Dave. Together, they worked in meditative silence from morning until night, tending the garden, cooking their meals, cleaning up, chopping wood, and meditating. By the time the young monk returned to his hermitage in the evening, he was too tired to even consider the walk into town, and he was concerned. He knew that the two of them couldn't keep the monastery open for long. But each morning he awoke, eager to spend the day in work. A week passed. One Wednesday morning, a young woman arrived at the gate. She said she had heard the story of Master Dave's coat. She asked if she could be part of the community where forgiveness was the rule. Master Dave welcomed her. Several days later, two men arrived. They had traveled over 1,000 miles after hearing about Master Dave's coat and asked if they could please stay. By the end of 6 months, the monastery housed 30 monks. The monastery thrived. Many people came to enjoy times of retreat in the company of this joyful group of monks. New buildings were built, new gardens were planted, the rules maintained: silence, work, discipline, schedules, rituals, and the like. The rules were seldom broken, and when they were, the monks all smiled to themselves and thought of Master Dave's coat, still hanging outside his door, a constant reminder of the forgiveness waiting in a compassionate heart. So you see, culturally, it's much more common to be trapped in habits of reactivity. Have you noticed? Something comes on the television screen and we react. Someone says something and we react. Something happens in our own heart and we react. It's a cultural norm. And yet, there's a different way, a way to lead our own hearts with love. But it takes practice. It's the practice of becoming that we all are in the midst of. You wouldn't be here if you weren't on some sort of spiritual path. I know many of you came because you like me. Thank you. But hopefully you like your path even more. And so the practice of becoming has become a way of life for many of us. And it's stories like that that remind us of our own intentions to be in the world in a different way than the cultural norms would have us be. And this includes the way we interact with society, with groups of people, with our families, with our friends. And that's where kind of the love rubber meets the societal road, because it's not actually popular to maintain equanimity, and love in the face of people being hateful, people being outrageous, people breaking the rules. In fact, if you try to speak of love when there's hatred in the room, hatred has a much louder voice. Have you noticed? But hatred never ceases by hatred. And there are those of us, I'm thinking you and me, that have a different call in this world. I think of it as the call of sanity, actually. Because for me, the more compassion and love that I offer into the world, the more peace I live in. And the places that still are squeaky with judgment and fear, those are the places that shut me down. and make me less open-hearted, less compassionate. And so in the practice of becoming, we can use every single experience, the ones that we can easily open our hearts to, and also the places, the squeaky places, the shut down places, the places of cultural reactivity. We can use those places too to actually find a way back to love. And when we find our way back to that place of being able to turn our view into ourselves and go, oh, sweetheart, Master Dave's code, that's not the way. Let's see if we can find a different way of perceiving this, thinking about it, working with it, so that we're not shut down, but rather opening, becoming more and more love. That is the spiritual path in a nutshell, is to use every single experience, good, bad, and indifferent, as a way to shine light inwardly and see the places that you and I are blocked, and then work with those. But if you're like me, and I suspect you probably are, there's a lot of things that get in the way of that examination. For many years, I had to work with what I called the fairness button. I don't know, I think I was probably born with it, and my brother didn't help. My mom had this thing for bakery German chocolate cakes, and in those days, they would come with one maraschino cherry in the middle. And try as she would, she could not cut that cherry perfectly in half. And my brother always knew the bigger half. And I would be standing there going, this isn't fair, at 8, 9, 10. And then that fairness thing sort of generalized itself to the world. And if you've noticed, there are a lot of things in the world that are not fair. Have you noticed? Raise of hands. Noticed? And so I could be as righteously indignant as I wanted any day of the week. For years, I could do that and never find the end of that. And so I had to really shine the light on that place, that maraschino cherry place, which I later learned those are one of the most toxic foods we can eat. So now I thank my brother and pray that he doesn't get dementia from the maraschino cherry. But, shining the light on righteous indignation right at first made me more indignant, because I still was of the mind that to be righteously indignant was somehow good for the people that I was perceiving were not being treated fairly. Maybe you've done the same thing. I know I'm not alone. But over time, I began to realize that righteous indignation is just another form of closed-heartedness. We could even say in some cases hate. And as I began to look at that inside myself, I didn't want to give up the understanding that there were people that needed more. They needed more love. They needed more services. They needed more. So I didn't want to give that part up. So I began, through spiritual search, to look inside myself for what they really needed and how I could offer that, since my close-heartedness was never going to work. Not ever. And so I began to realize, well, I don't know about you, but one of the things that I think every sacred human needs is to be seen, to be known. There's a line in a poem that I'm going to share at the workshop that goes, I only know that I felt beheld, beloved, and known. And so instead of being indignant in my car or in my house, I began to be one that paid attention in person as much as possible. I began to listen and see people and hear their stories. And I still wanted to help, but I realized that for me, much of my help came in the way of understanding their dilemma and understanding ways that they could reach across what is so often a gap in understanding between agencies and services and the people that they're seeking to serve. And so I became one of those people that would connect people by first listening. Now, this was true, out in the world, but you know what? I have 4 children, and I began to realize that what my children needed from me as they grew up was not advice. And they let me know that in many, many ways. They didn't want my advice. And I was righteously indignant again. And then I realized, no, they don't need my advice. There's a really popular book out, I don't know if any of you read it, called Let Them. It's a really great book, especially if your children don't really want to talk to you very much because you keep trying to give them advice. Good news, the second half of the book is called Let Me. So I began to let them. And I began to just listen, just like I had done with the people that needed to be seen and loved and heard. I began to do that with my children. And now, probably some of them are actually watching. Now, my children and I talk every week. And I want to tell you what they created, because it was their creation. I'm not on TikTok. And they are. And so one of them said, there's this really cool thing that I saw on TikTok. And I'm listening, not saying anything like, TikTok. Nope, just listening. They said, there's this group of guys that they were all in college together, and then they all got jobs in different parts of the country, and they were really missing their friendship. So what they decided to do was they decided once a week on Tuesdays to do a Tuesday tune-up. And they would each do a video call and leave a message for the others so that all of them on Tuesday would give like a brief 5-minute update on what was going on in their life that week. And they'd been doing it for years. And it allowed them to feel so connected, these men. So my daughter said, we should do that. We should do that with you, Mom. We should all do that. So we do turnip Thursdays. It's not quite tune-up, turnip. And so every Thursday, we get on when we can. Sometimes it's Forgetful Friday, but we always remember at some point to do a video recording about just the simple things of our life, what we did and what we're looking forward to. And it's changed our relationship. It's become something that we all look forward to, so much so that we see each other more often. And, some of my family's in Boise, and some of my family's in San Francisco, some of my family's in Bellingham. And so to get together is an effort. But some of you may remember my youngest daughter, Kelly. Kelly, when she was here and she was little, besides stealing the sugar cubes from the coffee table, people would go up to her and say, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she'd say, rich. Well, she is. It's all relative. They live in San Francisco, so rich is different. But because of that, she's able to bring us all together. She has air miles out the wazoo. And so she's flying her sisters and me to Spain in June to have a week together. And it's just the Turnip Thursdays, I'm telling you. It's the ability to simply love, to simply see people, listen deeply, and love them right where they are, even if you don't agree with them. And in Reading, I imagine there's a lot of people you might not agree with. Hatred will never cease with hatred and judgment, but by love alone will be healed. This is the ancient and immutable law. Let me do a prayer for that. I know for you, as I know for myself, that there is a powerful energy, call it what you will, moving through all that is. Call it the Tao, call it the Buddha nature, call it spirit, call it God, call it love. This powerful energy moving in you and in me is available all the time as we open to it. And so I accept for you and know for myself that in the act of becoming, you and I are becoming more and more energetically fused with the energy of love, compassion, joy. And it is this, in our own ways, that heals the world, one act at a time. So I bless you for the love you offer. I am so grateful that you are on a spiritual path. And I accept love coming to me and from me more and more fully every day. And so it is. Thank you, everyone.
If you know this one, you can feel free to sing along or not as you feel moved. Use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, and God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us. Shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, 'cause it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us, shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you. must do.
That's one of the best. All right, if the ushers would come forward, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. And as we prepare to give our offerings, I know our hearts are filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for our spiritual well-being. We're filled with gratitude, knowing that life stays in balance, for it is so true. As we give, we receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I give thanks for all the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and those that come in during the week. I know each dollar supports our spiritual family in many, many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that this center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is. Okay. We're going to have our closing song and then the peace song. And then after that, Reverend Sue will come up and make a couple of announcements or whatever is on your mind. And Dr. Andrea, if you'd like to do that too, we'd love to hear from you. Just a couple of comments. I mean, I could listen to you all day, but and then we will have lunch in the social hall and come in and have a wonderful workshop with her. So, song.
All right, if you're comfortable, please stand on up. It's been a little while since I did this one. I've been on a Ricky Byers kick this morning. Stretch on out. Connect to the person next to you if you could. The words will change and yet stay the same. Here we go. good, all good. Holy, holy. All good, all good. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy. One more time. All good, all good. Holy, holy. All good, all good. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy. All love now. All love, all love. Holy, holy. All love, all love. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy. All God now. All God, all God. Holy, holy. All God, all God. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is God. Holy, holy. That's why all is one now. All one. Holy, holy. All one, all one. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is one. Holy, holy. All good, one more time now. All good, all good. Holy, holy. Let me hear you sing. All good, all good. Holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy, I said, all in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy. There it is. Yes, there's peace on earth and it has begun with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our one source, united all our ways. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace remains with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
You guys are beautiful. Do you feel beautiful? Yes, you really are. So we have so many special people here today. Some people traveled far to be here, and we appreciate you so much. We can't name you all, but I see you all. And I wanted to let you know that Andrea's books that are put in your program, she needs to send us a box of them because she sold out yesterday at our Women's Day.
Yep.
She was so funny. She was like, well, I had this book. I died of this book, and I grabbed it from her, and then we read from it. It's prayers. It's her prayers. And with that little booklet, you want to talk about it?
No.
Tell them what, for God's sakes.
Okay. It's just prayers. And it's called Prayers for Daily Living because I saw so many people suffering, and our tradition and our prayers are so helpful. And so if you know a woman that was there yesterday, they probably have a book and they might share it with you, maybe.
So we'll have more of those, and we'll let you know when they arrive because it's a treasure. It's a nice thing to put by your bathroom.
You guys can sit down if you want.
No, they're going to go now. You guys can go
Okay,
enjoy.
good.
It's potluck Sunday, and come back in here about 11:30, and the workshop will begin. But there's some leftovers from Women's Day yesterday, so there's lots of food to enjoy. And really, truly, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
We're going to